but if you're not, you've come to the right place. Today we're talking about summertime woes, summertime ailments. Makes me want to sing that song, summertime and the living ain't easy. Change the words there because it's not easy. Everything is hot and sweaty and people are getting bit by bugs and getting allergies like crazy. And I want to help you solve some of those problems. So in a second here, I'm going to take you right in. I'm going to show you how to make some helpful tonics, some helpful concoctions, some helpful infusions that are going to make your summertime just a little bit easier. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, reach out, make comments, help me out here on my page. Let's get started. Let's start off with a bug bite powder. This is good for any type of bug bite that you might get throughout summer or any time of the year, honestly. We're going to start with 1/4 cup of dried calendula flowers and 1 tablespoon of kaolin clay. And as you can see, I had to grind up the flowers. My flowers came whole, so I had to grind them up in order to make them almost a powder. It's really important to get that consistency. So I'm going to put it through a fine mesh screen. Once I get it to a good consistency, I'm going to be able to mix it better with the kaolin clay. Let's talk about the kaolin clay. What is this? So in ancient times, this was used with the Chinese to face paint themselves for like geishas, but it was also used to make powdered masks for skincare. As you can see here, there's the difference, the fresh flour versus the grinded flour. Again, fresh and grinded. Now it's the perfect consistency to mix with the powder. So the next thing you want to get is a jar. In the jar, you're going to mix the 1/4 cup of calendula flour and 1 tablespoon of kaolin clay. I've been saying it wrong. I know it's actually kaolin clay. You can find it at Walmart. It's easily found. It's only a couple of dollars and it's great for making face masks. It's also good for skin irritation and for bug bites. Mix the two together, shake them up really well, and you'll see the end result. You need to store this bug bite powder in a dry, dark space, like in a cabinet. Make sure that you use it sparingly when you get a bite. You put just a little bit on the bite. You can turn it into a paste so that you can sort of rub it onto the bite. And then eventually you're going to wash it off or wipe it off if it's dry. If you're putting it on dry, you can just rub it really good into the skin. As far as the paste, it may not go in completely, so you would just wipe it off in a little bit. This has a shelf life of 9 months to a year, and it can last throughout the whole season of summer and into other seasons where you might get a bug bite. Our next recipe is an oregano oxymel. We're going to do 1/3 cup of oregano, 1/3 cup of apple cider vinegar, and 1/3 cup raw honey. We're going to put them all in a jar, mix them really good, and then let it sit in a dark cabinet. Now this will take a week to cure, so you need to give it time to sit in the cabinet to stew all those ingredients together to make it more effective. Let's start with the oregano. Now this is just good old plain oregano. You can buy it at the grocery store. It uses a lot. As you can see, I used up what I had left. Luckily, I have a lot more in the cabinet, so it's not a big deal. But we're going to put the oregano in, and then we're going to add the apple cider vinegar. Such a strong smell, but really good. Apple cider vinegar you can use for weight loss, you can use for cleansing. So many good uses for apple cider vinegar. Pour that in and make sure it covers. This one's the more liquidy one, so it'll help to mix it together. That last ingredient you see me pour in now, honey, stay tuned because there's a lot to say about honey. After a week, you can even let it go for 2 weeks if you want to. You take the jar back out and you filter it. You can use cheesecloth or you can use the filter like I was using earlier. So your goal is to get the oregano out of the mix. You already made sure that the oregano blended with the apple cider vinegar and with the honey, and so you don't need to eat the oregano whole. So you're going to filter that out and it's going to make a beautiful, really smooth oxymel. What is an oxymel? So this is for allergies, and later in the video I'll give you some hints about why this is so helpful, but this is for allergies, mainly for sore throats and coughs. You'll want to take this oxymel when you start to feel your allergy symptoms getting worse or too intense. So what I'm doing here is putting a piece of wax paper or parchment paper in between the mix and the metal of the jar. You don't want the apple cider vinegar to turn because of the metal. So you have to cover it really good. Then store it in the cabinet. It has a shelf life of 9 to 12 months, and you can use it throughout both cold and summer seasons. Next, we're making an aloe, rose, sunburn, and hot flash spray. We're going to use 1/4 cup of witch hazel, 1/4 cup aloe vera, 1/4 cup rose petal, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of water. Start off by adding your rose petals or rose buds to the food processor, and then you're going to add your wet ingredients. You have to process this because you don't want the actual hard items, you just want the spray. You want this to be a pretty thin liquid. The reason for that is you're going to be pouring it into a spray bottle so that you can grab it from the refrigerator and spray it on your body to cool your skin, to make you feel better, refreshed, hydrated. This is a super simple recipe. If you get some sunburn or you're feeling hot flashes, this is a great thing to spray on yourself. You're going to put this in the refrigerator so it's going to be nice and cool for the skin, and it's going to be available in the refrigerator for up to 9 months. The batch I'm making here is about 2, 3, maybe 4 ounces. You want to make small batches and keep small amounts in the fridge so that you can have easy access. If you want to make a bigger batch, you can just get a bigger spray bottle. I'm going to go ahead and blend this in the food processor, and the end result is this beautiful creamy juice right here. And then we're going to go ahead and strain it out. So you're going to get a jar, you're going to get your mesh strainer once again, pour it in there, and then use the tablespoon to sort of squish out the juice from the rose petals, kind of like you would do with spinach. Once you're sure you've drained it enough, you'll have a leftover kind of pulp. As you can see here, I had enough left over. I put it back in the container. I'm going to use it for something else down the line. You can also use it for something else. Store it in a baggie, put it in the fridge. The next thing we're going to make is a catnip and basil insect repellent spray. So we're going to use 1/2 cup of catnip, 1 cup of witch hazel, and 4 to 5 drops of the essential oil. I'm using basil essential oil, but you can use eucalyptus, lemon balm, and a few others that I listed in the ingredients there at the top. Now they say to use 1/2 cup of catnip and basil, and they did not specify whether they wanted you to use 1/2 cup of each. My understanding of the recipe is that you use about 1/4 and 1/4 cup of each and mix them together, which is what I've done here in the video. Pour those herbs into the jar and then go ahead and add your witch hazel. You want to make sure that the herbs are completely covered. So if they're not fully covered or submerged, you can add just a little bit more witch hazel to the mix. You want to make sure they're covered, but 1 cup generally will cover the entire mixture. At this point, you can go ahead and add your essential oils, 4 to 5 drops. And it looks like we might have a little visitor to this video. Once that's in the jar, you're going to shake it up, making sure that all the herbs are off the side before you put it away. This is another one of those things that needs to sort of steep or infuse for 1 week in a dark cabinet. Once that's done, you're going to do the same thing you did with the last one. You're going to filter the herbs out and make sure that you leave just the liquid. It's going to go into a spray bottle. And it seems like the catnip has attracted a visitor. Here for her video debut is Kitten. So now that we've made those mixtures, what else can we do to stay cool and dry and feeling good in the summer? So I want to talk about some generic things that you can do to stay hydrated. Hydration is a super important part of summer, and a lot of people find that they get dehydrated, they get run down, they're fatigued, they're sweating like crazy. So how do we stay hydrated? Well, the first most obvious answer, water. Also adding to your water, you can add cucumber, and a huge hydration benefit, lemon. Don't forget the lemon. If you add lemon to your water, you increase the hydration by 2-fold. Chewing ice is one of the best things you could do to cool yourself down. So let's talk about a few things that do nourish and hydrate your body that you can find every single day in the grocery store.
watermelon, and spinach. Great sources of hydration, and Owen wants you to know that. He loves being in our videos, and he's got a little friend with him today he wants to introduce you to. This is Michaela. She is making her video debut as well. Surprisingly, the next two things on our list are two things that cats love to eat. So what are they?
Cucumbers and lettuce are 96% water. So essentially that means they're a free food. I love them for that reason. It means that you can eat them as much as you want and it's not going to give you anything bad. However, in the summer, if you eat them as a snack, 96% water will help to hydrate the body. Three other great vegetables that can help hydrate: zucchini, radish, and celery. All also great snacks to eat. The hydration benefit is great. 95% water these vegetables have. Two other ones just to keep in mind are tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. They contain 94% water and can help to hydrate your body. Lastly, there are two herbs that can help you hydrate. I was unable to find them in the store or readily available this time, so you'd probably have to order them, but willow bark apparently has a water retention. If you're out in a survival situation, willow bark can get you through, and licorice root. I've seen on some of the survival shows people chewing on licorice root, and it does retain water and can give you some hydration. So remember those foods and vegetables when you're feeling dehydrated because they can help. The last thing I wanted to talk about today is allergies. So many people are suffering with allergies, and every season seems to be different. I did some research on how to help you with allergies, and I want to give you a couple secrets and tips to make you feel better when you're suffering with allergies. First of all, that oxymel we made today will help with your sore throat, as we mentioned. But one thing I didn't mention in that video, and something that is amazing to note, is honey. There's been a vast amount of study on honey and how honey from your area, local honey, taken regularly could help you introduce the pollens that you're allergic to into your system and help you to become less allergic to them. We have been talking about bees and honey for a very long time in the science world, and they've been using honey for ages to help with medical ailments. Honey is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. It can help with many things, including mosquito bites. Something else honey is great for. So in the summer, when you can get fresh honey from a local person, that's the way to go. Not only will it help you with your allergies, it'll help you with sore throats, it can flavor your tea, and you can put it directly on a mosquito or bug bite, and it will reduce the inflammation, stop the itching, and heal that bug bite almost instantaneously. People have been talking about the value of honey on a mosquito bite. One little dab on a mosquito bite and it will stop the pain and the itching will decrease. Leave it on for 15 minutes, wash it off, you're ready to go. No more pesky mosquito itching. Another amazing herb for allergies, stinging nettle, is one of the top antihistamines of all herbs. And if you can get your hands on it, now is the time to buy it up so that next summer you have it available. There are recipes where you mix in the stinging nettle. There's a small recipe with stinging nettle, peppermint, and ground ginger. Mix that together into a tea and it will help soothe your allergies. I want to thank you. As always, I want to remind you that you are worthy, you are cared for, you are loved, especially by me. Quick reminder, our website has launched, amazingdirections.com. Go to our website and check out all the current items available to help you feel better. Currently, there's a lot of jewelry on there with natural stone and crystals that will help you feel better, help relieve some of your stress, your anxiety, your depression, you name it, they're there. Further, we have some of our teas available on the site. We have sage and eucalyptus bundles available. We have some room sprays available. And everything you see on this video here today will be available soon. We are currently waiting for items to come in the mail, containers and packages to put all the items in. They're on back order, of course. However, you can pre-order all of these items and the pre-order will be available as of Monday. So if you rush to the site, it won't be there today, but it will be there soon so that you can get your hands on it faster than anybody else. Pre-order so that I can make it up for you as soon as the containers come and ship it out to you very quickly.